Click subscribe to Proper English Online for more real English conversations with native speakers every week. Like my lessons? Support me on Patreon. Patrons can download every worksheet for every lesson. Hey guys, this is Lee from Proper English Online, and this is the worksheet video for Upper Intermediate Lesson 7, Running Late. So in this lesson, we're going to learn some phrases to talk about regrets and mistakes. We'll also learn some unreal past and present conditionals. These are if sentences, a bit of grammar there. Also, we're going to learn some contractions and some weak sounds to use when using these conditional sentences. Okay, so before we move on to that, let's take a look at your worksheet. You'll see here we have on the first 2 pages the listening script, but there are some missing words. I'd like you to listen again as many times as you like and fill in those missing words. Okay, so fill in those missing words, and when you're ready, I'll see you in a bit.
Come on, get in.
I'm coming. Keep your hair on.
What time is it? Oh God, are we that late?
We're not late yet. We can make it in time just as long as we don't get into too much traffic.
We're late? We. I'm not the one sitting in front of the TV when I should be getting ready.
Well, I thought my clothes were out and ready. I didn't know everything needed to be ironed and all that.
I'm not your mother. It's not my responsibility to iron your clothes.
I'm not saying it is. I just thought...
What, you just thought some magical fairy had come and ironed your shirt and pressed your trousers for you, did you?
No. Here, take a right turn here.
Here? We're not taking the motorway. It'll be too busy.
It's 7:30. Most of the traffic will be gone by now.
All right, let's go for it then. I can't believe you. I told you there'd be too much traffic.
I can't believe it, though. I was just here last night at the same time. It was totally clear. Barely any cars.
Well, it's Friday, isn't it? Of course it'll be busy. We should have taken the back roads. We're never going to get there on time.
Well, I'm not the one behind the wheel, am I?
You what? I know you're not driving, but who told me to take the motorway again? Who was that?
You shouldn't have listened to me, should you? If you knew so well.
So now it's my fault, is it? It's moving a bit. Which exit do we have to take?
It's in a few miles. We're just going to have to wait.
You know, I don't ask much. I just wanted you to be ready by 6 o'clock.
I'm sorry.
I know you're sorry, but this isn't the first time. You're never ready on time. Even before that wedding last year, Samantha's wedding, I was standing downstairs trying to persuade the taxi driver not to drive away, and you were only just getting in the shower. If you just got in the shower when I told you to, we wouldn't have missed our taxi and we would have arrived on time for the wedding.
I lost track of time, I told you.
And now today, same thing again. If you'd gotten off your backside when I told you to, we wouldn't be sitting in this traffic. We'd be at the party by now.
I'm sorry. Really.
Oh, don't bother. Just listen to me next time, will you? I'm tired of always turning up late to every party or event or whatever.
The traffic's moving a bit more. The exit isn't far off.
Great. Only 15 minutes late.
Okay guys, so hopefully we filled in those missing words now. So let's talk about some of the language we heard in the conversation. So again, those 2 women, they were arguing because they were running late. One woman thought it was the other person's fault, right? Now, let's look at a few things we heard them say. So one of the speakers said, "You shouldn't have listened to me." I think this is the woman who maybe was a bit lazy and was running late. She said, "You shouldn't have listened to me." Now, did she listen to her, the other woman? And was it a good idea? Another one here. Someone said, "We should have taken the back roads. We should have taken the back roads." Now again, did they take the back roads? And was it a good idea to take the back roads? So pause this video and think. Okay guys, so the first one, you shouldn't have listened to me. This one here, did she listen to her? Yes, she did. Was it a good idea? No, you shouldn't have listened to me. Also this next one, did they take the back roads? We should have taken the back roads, did we? No, they didn't take the back roads. And was it a good idea? Yeah, it was. They should have taken the back roads. That was a good idea. Okay guys, so we heard these 2 sentences. You shouldn't have listened to me. We should have taken the back roads. Now these sentences both use should have or shouldn't have, and we use these to talk about things we regret doing or regret not doing. So the first one, you shouldn't have listened to me. Did you listen to me? Yeah. Was it a good idea? No. You shouldn't have listened to me. And the next one, we should have taken the back roads. We should have taken them. Did we? No. Was it a good idea? Yes. Do we regret it? Yeah, we should have taken the back roads. So, what's the form for this? If we're going to use should have, what comes next? Should or shouldn't have plus something else. Pause this video and think, what kind of word comes after have? Okay guys, so after have we use the past participle. We can see here, shouldn't have listened to me. So listen, listened, listened, ed verbs have the same PP form. Now should have taken, now here, take, took, taken is the past participle, the PP. Alright, so one more thing about our pronunciation now. So what happens to have in these examples? When we say it quickly, what happens to the word have? Pause this video and think. Okay, so the first one, you shouldn't have listened to me. You shouldn't have, shouldn't have. You shouldn't have listened to me. The next one too, we should have taken the back roads. We should have taken the back roads. Here in the first one, shouldn't have is actually shouldn't have. It's an of sound. Now we join the T and the we get shouldn't have, shouldn't have. But also in the next one, we should have taken, should have, dov, dov, dov. Again, it's that of sound joining with the D. So we should have taken. Should have, this one here is a contraction. Break that apart, we've got should have. So should have, should have. Now, shouldn't have, again, shouldn't have, not shouldn't have, shouldn't have. Okay guys, so we talked about how to use should have or shouldn't have. Now let's have a little practice. So look at these problems and what do you think the people did wrong? First example, for example, I missed my train. This is the problem. What did the person do wrong? Well, I should have left earlier. Or maybe I shouldn't have stopped to get a coffee. I stopped to get a coffee. Was it a good idea? No, because I missed my train. Another one, I left late. So is that a good idea? No, I should have left earlier. How about these other examples? I gained weight. I was late for work. I ran out of money. And I cut my finger on a knife. What do you think the people did wrong? Why did this happen? Pause this video and think. Okay, so the first one, I gained weight. So what happened? Well, I shouldn't have eaten so much. Maybe I ate too much, so I shouldn't have eaten so much. Or I should have exercised more, maybe we could say. I was late for work. Why was I late for work? I should have woken up earlier. Maybe I woke up late. Or I shouldn't have gone to bed so late. Maybe another one, I ran out of money. I shouldn't have spent so much money. Or I should have been more careful with my money. And the last one, I cut my finger on a knife. Well, maybe I should have been careful. I should have watched what I was doing. Or I shouldn't have watched TV while I was cooking, maybe. Okay, guys, so how about you? Is there anything that you regret doing that you did recently? Something you shouldn't have done? Something you should have done? Pause this video and think about you. Okay guys, so let's move on to some other things we heard in the conversation. So we heard one of the women say, if you just got in the shower when I told you to, we wouldn't have missed our taxi and we would have arrived on time. Now the first one, if you'd just got in the shower when I told you. Did she? Did she get in the shower when she told you to? And the next one, we wouldn't have missed our taxi. Did they? Did they miss the taxi? And we would have arrived on time for the wedding. Did they? Did they arrive on time for the wedding? Pause this video and think. Okay, so the first one, if you just got in the shower when I told you to, did she? No, she didn't. But if you'd done it, if you'd got in the shower when I told you to, we wouldn't have missed our taxi. So did they miss their taxi? Yes, they did miss it. And we would have arrived on time. Did they arrive on time? No, they didn't arrive on time. Okay, we have a similar sentence in this next one here. So someone said, if you'd gotten off your backside when I told you to, we wouldn't be sitting in traffic. We'd be at the party now. The first one, if you'd gotten off your backside when I told you to, did she? And the next one, we wouldn't be sitting in this traffic. Are they? Are they sitting in traffic? And the next one, we'd be at the party by now. Again, are they at the party now? Pause this video and think. Okay guys, so the first one, so did she get off her backside? No, she didn't. She didn't get up, she didn't get ready. The next one, we wouldn't be sitting in traffic. Are we sitting in traffic? Yes, they are sitting in traffic. And the next one, we'd be at the party by now. Are they? No, they aren't. Now, all these sentences that we saw here, these two, they all use conditionals. These are conditional if sentences, and they talk about things they regret doing or regret not doing. But they're talking about imaginary things that didn't happen. So, if you got in the shower when I told you to, did you? You didn't. I'm imagining if you did. We wouldn't have missed our taxi. Did we miss our taxi? Yeah, we did. And we would have arrived on time for the wedding. Did we arrive? No, not on time. And the next one too, if you'd gotten off your backside, did you? No, you didn't. We wouldn't be sitting in traffic now. Are we sitting in traffic? Yes, we are. And we'd be at the party by now. Are we at the party? We're not. These are imaginary situations to talk about what you regret doing. Okay, now there are two kinds of sentences here. We need to think about, firstly, what time are we talking about? One of these examples only talks about the past. It's only talking about things happening in the past. However, another one also talks about the present, talks about the past and the present. Which one talks only about the past? Which one talks about the present? Pause this video and think. Okay, so which one only talks about the past? That's number one, this one here. If you'd got in the shower when I told you, you didn't. We wouldn't have missed our taxi. We did miss it. We would have arrived on time for the wedding. We didn't. All the past there, imagining a past that's not real, right? And the second one though, that's talking about the past and the present. So the first one, if you'd gotten off your backside when I told you to, this is talking about the past. Did you? No, you didn't. We wouldn't be sitting in this traffic. Are we sitting in the traffic now? Yeah, we are. And we'd be at the party by now. Are we? We're not. So this one is talking about the past and the present. Imaginary past, imaginary present. So guys, we can imagine this like this, right? So this first sentence here, this first example, our work is to fill in this form you'll see on your worksheet. So we've got the past imaginary cause. This chunk in this grammar goes like this. It's if plus a subject plus some word and then a past participle. Let's look at the red example we've got here. If you just got in the shower. If you just got in the shower. Don't worry about just, that's just an extra word we're adding. The important word there is got, which is the PP. What other word is also there? Now after that, we've also got the past imaginary result. Now the result is this green one we can see here. We wouldn't have missed our taxi. We would have arrived on time. What are the missing words in this form here? Subject, two words, and then PP. Pause this video and think. Okay guys, so the first one, the past imaginary cause, the thing that is the imaginary cause of the situation, that's had. So if you'd, that's a contraction again, you had, right? If you'd got in the shower when I told you to, you didn't. But if you'd done that, we wouldn't have missed our taxi. We would have arrived on time. So what are the words for the imaginary result? It's would have, right? Or wouldn't have, and then the PP. So we would have arrived. Would have, would have. Wouldn't have, wouldn't have. It's similar to should and should have, like we said before. So here's this example, both talking about the past. But we've also got this one too. This one here is talking about the past and the present. We've got our past imaginary cause with had again. What do we have here? Here we've got our present imaginary result. What are our missing words for this one here? Pause this video and think. Okay, so we've got our past imaginary cause. If you'd gotten off your backside, you didn't, but if you'd done that, we wouldn't be sitting in this traffic. So here, would, and then a verb. We use would be, or in this case, would be verb ing. That's fine too. Also, we could say wouldn't as well. We wouldn't be sitting, or we'd be, right? Now again, notice here we've got we'd. We'd is a contraction of we would, so we'd. We can't do that with wouldn't, but we can say wouldn't be sitting. We wouldn't be sitting. Okay guys, let's move on to a bit of practice now. So I'd like you to look at these events. Now, how could the situation be different? I'd like you to try to use some if sentences for this. So, for example, if I'd woken up earlier, I would have, what would I have done? I would have had more breakfast, or I would have been on time, or I wouldn't have been late. I wouldn't. What would have happened? Or maybe if I'd woken up earlier, I would feel better. Now I feel quite sleepy and tired, but if I'd woken up earlier, I would feel better. Now, how about these ones? So I woke up late. I left the house late. I'm stuck in traffic now. Look at the situation. How could the situation be different? This one too. I forgot to send the application. I missed the deadline. I have to wait until next year. This is the situation now, but how could it have been different in the past, and how could it be different now? Use if sentences to think. Okay guys, so the first one, I woke up late. So if I'd woken up earlier, I wouldn't have left the house late, or I wouldn't be stuck in traffic now. Or if I had left the house earlier, I wouldn't be sitting in traffic now. Okay, and the second one, so I forgot to send the application. If I hadn't forgotten to send the application, I wouldn't have missed the deadline, and I wouldn't have to wait until next year. How about you guys? Now, can you think about something in your life that maybe you regret, maybe you think you could have done differently, you should have done differently? Or maybe it's something you're quite happy about. So maybe I could think about me. If I hadn't become an English teacher, I would have become maybe a music teacher. I think that was something else I was interested in. How about you? Think about your own life, anything you regret or anything you can imagine being different. Pause this video and think. Okay guys, well done, great work. So we looked at different uses of should have and shouldn't have and their pronunciation, and also we learned some conditional sentences with if to talk about imaginary situations and regrets. I really hope this was useful for you. We'll be having more upper intermediate lessons coming very soon, so thanks for joining me today. I've been Lee from Proper English Online, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for coming. Bye.